Hi there, VC. My name's Tom. You're watching High Rant District. If you're new to the VC, VC stands for Violence Continues. If you live in the United States, Tuesday coming up, November 3rd, is Election Day, and I live in Portland, Oregon, so there will be violence. As far as the presidential election goes, we got a demented person running against somebody with dementia. Does anybody really win with either of them other than giant corporations? I'm an unaffiliated voter, so I always vote for what I feel is the best person. I'm not a person who's locked into like, oh, this has an R next to their name, therefore I'll vote for them, or oh, this person has a D next to their name, therefore I must vote for them. I look at individual candidates and decide who is the best candidate. I think that's how everybody should vote. In the United States, that's almost how nobody votes. And that's why we have the problems that we have. And enough for that. Anyway, I thought I'd just show I just grabbed the last three records I was listening to. Actually, I was spinning them last night. So I just thought I'd show them and talk about them real quick. First up, Don't Fucking Judge Me. All right. Quiet Riot, Mental Health. I fucking love this album. It's like part of the holy trinity of like the early 80s for me, where you had this album, you had Twisted Sister, Stay Hungry, and you had Round and Round by Rat. Like, I fucking love those albums. And this album, it's like, you're talking about, Mental Health. The title track is outstanding. And then Come On, Feel the Noise. The whole thing is just a lot of fun and energetic, and, I dig it. I'd show you the record, but it's actually still on the turntable because I'm going to spin it again in a couple of minutes. It's on the Pasha label. You can see that if I showed you the record, but not in front of me. Another record I was spinning last night. I don't see people talk about this too much, but it's MC5 Back in the USA. It's got a couple of covers on here. You got Tutti Frutti. The first track is a cover by a Little Richard song. The last track, Back in the USA, that's a Chuck Berry track. And one of the songs on here, track 3 on side 2, The American Ruse, is kind of like a hypocritical talk about the hypocrisy of the U.S. government. It's just like for the upcoming election day, it just seemed like an appropriate record to grab for. Plus, I was just, in the mood for some, Detroit rock and roll. It's kind of funny how, like, when I talk about music, it's Detroit. If I'm talking about hockey, it's Detroit. Go figure. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous head of hair. There's really nothing remarkable about the album. It's just solid. It's just like straight ahead Detroit rock and roll. Worth listening to. It's on the Atlantic label. Side 1. Side 2. And the third record I pulled out to listen to last night is a record that's being reissued very shortly. I think it comes out in December. I don't recognize the name of the label that's putting it out. But it's a great record. It's a really great record. And, if you don't have a copy of it already, I almost said, how bad could the reissue be? It could be bad, but it's a great record. And the music is really, really worth having. It's the Gun Club's Miami. Don't mind the bright pink sticker. This was it was a promo copy of some sort, supposedly not for sale, and then you got a sales sticker on there. That's funny. Jeffrey Lee Pierce kind of looks, it's funny because like he almost looks a little like Debbie Harry, who actually sings backup vocals on this album. It's not like you won't look at it and go, oh yeah, there's Debbie Harry. What is it? D.H. Lawrence Jr. is what she goes by on this record. This record is produced by Chris Stein of Blondie. was it her boyfriend or husband? One of the two. It's just such a good record. There is a cover on this record too. Fourth track on this first side, "Run Through the Jungle" is a John Fogerty tune. But like, just like first of all, if you like, just something that sounds good, that this is a great sounding record. When is this from? Hard to read the print on this. 1982. MC5 was from 1970. Quiet Riot, I think, was 83. 1983. So I'm time traveling here, but just a great sounding record. That had a really unique sound. It's punk, and it's there's the temptation to go like, there's rockabilly, but it's not really. It's more like more southern alternative country, kind of bluesy. I guess blues and punk. It's really, really unique. I really, really enjoy this album. I think if you don't have it, I would get it. Just search on Amazon for the Gun Club Miami. I think it's on order there. It's probably not terribly expensive. It's a label I haven't heard of, but great album, really worth having. Anyway, here, what is this on? Animal Records. Here's a look at the label. And the flip side. So anyway, the three records I was listening to yesterday, Back in the USA by the MC5 from 1970, Quiet Riot's 1983 Genius album, Fuck You If You Disagree, Metal Health, and then Miami's The Gun Club. Fire of Love is outstanding. Their debut album. This is probably just a bit better, but it's amazing. It's a really wonderful album. You should listen to this. Stream it if you gotta. Listen to it. It's a great, great album. On that note, I'm gonna shut up. I was gonna say a few more political things, but that's frowned upon in the violence continues community. Fuck it. The people who support Record Store Day so fervently, that are like hardcore left-wing Democrats, it's like, do you even understand like how much of the Record Store Day product is like by these major corporations that are owned by people or corporations who contribute heavily to the Republican Party? It's things are so interconnected, but it's like you're so like, people will be so anti-Trump and then just support the people who support them by supporting Record Store Day releases. Nothing wrong with going to Record Store Day, buying records that appeal to you, that maybe are not just like the same thing that's been reissued 100 times just to help fund Donald Trump's re-election. But if you're doing that, maybe you're doing that because you're a Republican and that's how you're voting, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's kind of something wrong with that, but to each their own. If you and I vote differently, we're not enemies. We just vote differently. If you don't wish any harm on me, I don't wish any harm on you. That doesn't make us enemies if we have different opinions. It make us neighbors, co-workers, people who enjoy music, global citizens of the United States. So much of the world, so much of daily life like revolves in a gray area, and to say that things are only correct on this side or only correct on that side is absurd. And like this choice that we have of presidents between a Republican and a Democrat, that's not real choice. That's the illusion of choice. It's really the absence of choice. The only people who win here are the people that own and run very large corporations who control the Republicans and who control the Democrats. But anyway, don't take lightly your local elections. The things that affect your daily life on a regular basis, besides people whining on social media about national issues that don't really affect your daily life. Who's running for your local council? Who's running for your local mayor? Who's your local legislator that you vote for, that votes, on your behalf in your state legislature. These things are important. Pay attention, even more attention to the local issues. I see I just went over the 10-minute mark on what I intended to be a 5-minute video, so I'm going to shut up. But if you're not sure who to vote for on Tuesday and you haven't voted yet, some places can vote ahead of time. Don't vote. I think the worst vote you can make is an uninformed vote. But this is a democracy, and whatever the majority decides on Tuesday, that's what it is. Live your life, be happy, man. Life is short. I've had dealing with a lot of death in the last few weeks. Personally, don't wallow in misery about things that don't really affect you on a daily basis. Try to do the right things in life. Try to have a good day. Try to enjoy things. Enjoy the music. Enjoy your friends and your family and your life. And now I really will shut up. Thanks for watching.